Good evening and welcome to Two Lines Tuesday with Two Lines. I hope everyone's having a great Tuesday. Glad you're here, and we'll jump into the chat here in a minute and see who all is in and who's been chatting for the last few minutes. Mr. Chris Frater is here running some laps in the background. We've got Jamal from Slot Cars of Atlanta is going to be on with us tonight. We'll talk about his slot car journey and all the crazy things he's got going on, sporting one of the I'm a Slotaholic t-shirts from Slot Cars of Atlanta. So Jamal sent that out to us, and yeah, good stuff. So we'll talk about that. What else do we have? Well, the guys from Three Amigos 3D Printing, they announced some things. George had a video earlier today, Area 51. They've got some really cool cars coming out that they're working on in development, and they shared some of that today. So we'll talk a little bit about those. Also, a couple weeks ago, I had Oliver from Professor Motor on and did an interview with him, and it was just a great conversation. But he talked in that video about at the Goodwin Auto Museum in Michigan, he's hosting a digital race, and it's going to be an NSR digital race on Carrera digital track. So it'll be NSR GT cars so we'll talk about that. And I'm hoping to get up there and live stream that and announce that race. And I know there's some guys that are in the chat that will be there racing. So I know that MP and Warren and Joe are going to be there. And so pretty cool. Yeah, no baby Marty tonight. So let's jump in real quick. See who all's in. No Jello, no hat. It will be Baby Marty hosting. That's good stuff. And there's Jamal in the house already. Good evening, George. Jeff G. Mr. Albright. Shotgun Custom Slot Cars. How are you? It's been forever. There you go. Thanks, John, for being here. Ron from So Fast is here. Brian, hello. Good to have you. Jerry's here. Shotgun Dave is here. Ernest is in the house. Hopefully you and Colt are doing well. Ernest, good to have you. Chris last week had a great week. Got a raffle car coming his way. Pretty good. Hey, John Tucci. Guys, thanks for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. I know there's a million other things you could be doing on a Tuesday night, but you choose to hang out and talk slot cars with me. I appreciate it. But there is Dave. Marty's the man these days. Did you see the guy he got for his warm-up act? Yeah, he's just the baby. There's no crying in slot cars, right? So who else do we have? Hey, Nick. Good to have you. Gary. Yeah, we got a lot of people on. Hey, Mr. Kennedy. Dave, thanks for tuning in, man. So many Daves in the chat. That's right. Pat Moriarty is in the house. Commuting from the Bay Area to Modesto, this certainly makes the drive easier. Brian, I have some friends, the Insrings, that live in Modesto. Met them years and years ago through a mutual friend, and they're good people. But they're right there in Modesto. They raise some almonds. If you're from California, that's how you pronounce it. In Ohio, we pronounce it almonds, but I got corrected when I was in California. So glad you're making the trip. Glad you're tuning in. Be safe. Have we, Dave's for once, outnumbered the Shanes? There are a lot of Shanes, Dave. That is correct. Hey, Jim. Greg is in the house. Clearwater. Made the trip. Mitch, thanks, man. I'm glad you're appreciating the content. Just Pete, no baby Marty. Maybe we'll see baby Marty later. Hey, Don. Tony, Mark from Slot Journal. Wow, full house. Hey, Jim. Welcome, Jim. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Hey, Joe. I joined at the right time. Hey. Hey, Jen. Thanks for joining. Good to have you. Oscar is in the house. Guys, if you are, actually, Oscar, you'll be happy to know that Chris has got his Lolas, and on the wings of both of his Lolas, his NSR Lolas, are sponsored by Slot Invasion. We got the Slot Invasion stickers on, and I was like, there we go. How about that? Looks good on there. That sticker was made to go on that wing. So well done. Hey Rob. Well, guys, hey Bill. Gosh, there's a bunch of people. And hey James, 5 in a row, perhaps 6 tonight. That's what we're going for. James, we're going for some wins. That we need it. Hey Marty. Marty, I'll do a shout out to Marty. I've talked a lot with Marty this last week. He actually purchased the Brown Bison Raceway from Steve. So HSF. All of you HSF, I owe you some stickers. I approved my sticker today. So they are in production from a local company. Finally, I will have stickers, so I'll get those out to you guys that I owe stickers. Hey, Bruce. Hey, Shane. Good morning. All right. Greg, DW. All right. I feel like I've spent enough time doing shout-outs. If I miss somebody, I apologize. Hey, Daniel. But I'm excited. Jamal has been in the chat for quite a while now. And maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago, he reached out and said, hey, Marty, I'm thinking about starting slot car apparel. I did apparel before, and so we were doing. He was sending me design ideas, and they just looked fantastic. And so I thought it was really cool that we had somebody that was in our chat all the time, interacting with the community, was starting this, and I wanted to support it in some way. And so I thought maybe Jamal could come on to the live stream. So I'm going to bring him on. Everybody, welcome Jamal Smith from Slot Cars of Atlanta. Jamal, how you doing, man?
What's up, Marty? How you doing? What's up, everybody?
Yeah, hope you're doing well, man. Thanks for joining tonight. I just so you guys know, I listened the feedback. Everybody was like, put their names up. So I got Jamal's name up. So you got him, got me, and then I did not put Chris's name. Chris is actually running laps in the background, but I did drop the track shot in the bottom and the lap counting shot. I kind of squeezed it over here on the left of the screen. So you guys, if you get bored with me and Jamal, you can watch Chris run some laps. So let's get into it. Jamal, how did you get into slot cars? When did that happen? How long was it? Just recently, years ago? Did you have a slot car track as a kid? Kind of fill us in.
So I had a slot car. I had like probably 2 when I was a kid. This was back in the 70s. My mother bought them for me and my brothers. And then, no, they disappeared. As you get older, you start smelling yourself. You start dating women and dating girls. And it's like, oh, forget a slot car. So I got back into it recently with, so me and my wife, I got married. Me and my wife moved out of Midtown into Roswell, Georgia area, and out of the city into the suburbs, pretty much. And we walked into the house, and it was this huge basement. So prior to moving out of Midtown, it was the thing of I had a fish aquarium. I was doing fish, so I had sharks, stingrays, eels, and things like that. And during the move, they all died. And these was like $1,000 fish. Like I could have literally sold them for like $1,000 a piece, and they all died. So I was kind of depressed, and my wife was like, "Well, what are you gonna do now?" And at the same time, I was looking at like AFX tracks.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even know there was a hobby, right? I just was like, "Oh, you know what? I want to get a racetrack. Run it. I'm gonna build a new fish tank. Run the fish tank. Run the racetrack through the fish tank and make something kind of dope, right?" And since we have this big basement, it's about 1,000 square feet. Well, it's probably like 700 on this side, and then another 200 on the other side. And I was like, well, I can build this big fish tank, but then all my fish died. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna build a racetrack. So I was talking to one of my clients about it, and he was like, well, he got some extra wood if I want to build some tables. So basically, I went to his house on a Saturday morning, didn't tell him I was coming until like the last minute, and bought like, I would say 16 pieces of wood, the top table, and then I still took them from his house, brought them all back, never put a table together, and then started building the table. I went to my friend's house, stole his table saw, and then literally started building the table and never built the table before. So I was trying to get my brother to come over. He never came. So I was like, you know what? It was the next week. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it myself. So the tables come out good. The legs are kind of sturdy, but like if you kick it too hard, it might come off. But then it was like, all right, let me go. Like I was still depressed from the sharks dying. And
Yeah.
there was this hobby store I used to go to for RC cars. And I was like, let me go there and see what they have. And they had the Carrera track. I was like, all right, I want the biggest one. So I got the 124 scale and just literally started looking on Facebook Marketplace, started buying a bunch of stuff. And now I got this 700-foot track in my basement that I run once in a while right now. Yeah. And it's been a year and a half that I've been doing it.
Okay.
And
So
I
you jumped in
started
with both
on,
feet.
yeah, literally, I jumped into the water and never knew what the hell I was doing. Like I didn't know there's a app to make the track. I didn't know anything. Literally, I just was like, all right, I'm gonna connect it how I want to connect it. Um, and literally, I just jumped in it and was like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. And I can tell you the exact day. It was the day after Valentine's Day, because me and my wife moved into the house on February 1st, and February 15th, I was down here trying to build a table, and all you heard was water gushing out the pipes, and it was sewage.
Oh
We
no.
didn't know, so literally, yeah, it was that February 15th that I started this journey of Slack Cars of Atlanta.
Yeah. So
It's been interesting.
so you've put some content out there on your channel. A lot of it was building your scenery. So
Yes,
you mostly are 124 scale, right?
correct.
Yeah. So you really got into the large scale because you like that detail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Those cars are cool.
the I love 124 because it's you can actually see it, the actual cars and stuff, and the way I had it in my mind, it was like, all right, I'm just gonna start building this huge mountain, and um I never done scenery before. I'm not gonna lie, this is my first time ever doing scenery, and it was like, all right, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna watch some videos. I started watching Boom.
Yeah.
That's when I started figuring out there was a community of slot cars. I watched Boone, then I started watching some of these railroad train guys.
Yeah.
Started watching some of that, and it was like, okay, all right, I'm gonna take some tips. And the next thing you know, I got this big mountain. So on the back here, there's this huge. There's about 6 tables back here, and I got this huge mountain back there, and I'm still don't know what I'm doing. So then I just started watching more train videos because their scenery was like amazing. And then I literally started building. I started building, took it apart, started building again, and then it became this whole thing of, okay, I'm getting good at it, and I'm starting to love it. And then I'm finding more people. Shane from what's his name? Shane from not Shane Hub, the other one,
Hughes.
the one Hughes.
Shane Hughes. Yeah.
Shane Hughes actually was building, and he commented on my track. He was like, "This is gonna be epic." I'm
Yeah.
like, "All right, cool. Wow, there's people in Australia that race slot cars." And then it just started, you know, tumbling down from there. But it's been fun. So it's like, oh, and Eric Wildman, he actually commented on. Those two are like twin brothers. So then he commented on my track on the start of it, and it was like, okay, cool. Like this is like amazing. There's a whole community. Then I started finding more people. Then I found you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I think the first time I saw you was on one of Boone's live streams in the chat.
yeah,
And that was, I
yeah,
think that's where I first saw you. And then, so I started following you, and because you had mentioned in the chat that you were building a track, and I love to watch
yeah,
people build layouts. I just think it's scenery, designing tracks, it doesn't matter. I just enjoy watching those types of videos. And so I was watching your videos, watching you build that. Like you went from 0 to 100 mile an hour pretty quick.
I would spend, like, I work 6 days a week. So my off day is Saturday. I typically get home about 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And from 2 in the afternoon to like 9 o'clock at night, I literally would be down here just building stuff.
Yeah.
And then and I've noticed as I gotten better, as I get better, I do better. So it's like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna test. I literally started. I would build something, then throw it out, and then redo it because I seen something that I did that I could have did better.
Yeah.
And it's like the scenery stuff for me is therapeutic because it's like, all right, I can have my space and have my time to just be by myself and just think. A lot of the stuff was a dream. Like, it was like I woke up one night and it was like, all right, I need to build this. Then I need to add this. And it was literally all stuff just going through my head that was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna build this tomorrow. And my wife was like, so when are you gonna tell me you were creative? I was like, well, I'm creative. I just never knew I could do this stuff. So it's been interesting. It's been fun.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to jump in, right?
Say again?
Sometimes you just got to jump in and do it and try.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You do.
Yep.
I tell anybody, listen, if you don't try it, you'll never know how good you are at it. Especially for me, I'm a beginner. Yeah, and my layout looks amazing, but I never did this before.
Right.
Watch a lot of videos, watch other people's stuff, or watch Boone. Boone is a freaking legend.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love watching Boone. So watch other people's stuff, and then try it yourself, and you just never know the outcome. It's what you put into it is what you're gonna get out of it. So if you put nothing in, you're never gonna get anything out. So, yes, that was Hobby Town, Dave.
Yep.
But yeah, if you don't put anything in, you don't get anything out. So for me, it was, I'm gonna put all I can into it and try to make the biggest slot car track in the South. And I think I accomplished that.
Yeah. I haven't really got into much of the 124 scale except for some scratch build stuff. And I told you I'd have to maybe send you one of my scratch builds, my 124 scale, to do some laps around your track.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long time. It's gonna be so. The track is about 700 feet long. Like, if I lay it all straight out,
yeah.
So it's gonna take about 2 to 3, 4 minutes to get around to the back of the track. So yeah, you can send it though. I'll definitely do it.
That's incredible. So
I promise I won't break it.
Oh yeah, no, they're made to be run. I never worry about. I break everybody else's cars, so I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
So you got into racing, or just building your track, but you've not really done any slot car racing. You haven't gone to commercial clubs or anything like that, right?
I don't know anybody in Atlanta that does slot car racing at all.
Well,
I have never been to a club.
Yeah.
I literally, like, before I built the scenery, I would run the cars around on the table, but that was it. I've never even had anybody over here to race with. So my UPS driver, he's like my buddy now. Like, I text him every day, but he's gonna come over once I'm doing something else to the track, so I got to tell you about that later. But he's gonna come over because he likes race cars. So I'm gonna get. I would love to find a track, a club in Atlanta or in the Georgia area.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of people that do it. So
yeah,
very interesting.
Yeah. When I jumped into the hobby, I didn't think there was anybody near me that was interested in it. I thought I'm on an island by myself, and so that's why I kind of forced my brother and my best friend John Mark to join in with me because I knew they would enjoy it.
What about the guy in the back there?
Yeah, and Chris is in Columbus. But what happens was when I started the channel, I started, people start, oh, you're in Chillicothe. I'm in Columbus. I'm in, Cleveland. I'm in Toledo. I'm in Michigan. I'm in, and we started people started reaching out and saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm not that far from you." And then we discovered Cincy Slots in Cincinnati, and so
Okay.
I think there are some commercial tracks down there. I don't know exactly where it's
There was
at, but
one.
Alpine is one
Okay.
place that is got some fantastic tracks, and there's a handful of others. So I know that there's some stuff not far from you. Maybe some guys
Yeah.
in the chat can do some shouts out about. But it definitely, like, going someplace else and trying
Yeah.
somebody else's track definitely leveled up for me. And so I thought,
Uh-huh.
it's a lot of fun.
I
So
want
maybe you get a chance to.
I want to get into the racing part.
Yeah.
What's that? Ian Douglas and what's that other guy? What's his name? The two that do the
Oh,
podcast
yeah.
in LA. They make it seem so interesting and like, it's
Yeah.
so easy to tune your car and like go race with other people. It would be fun for me. Only very competitive,
Yeah.
but then even like watching you guys run around on your track. Like I love your track, so it's like seeing other people race and stuff like that. I would be very competitive. Like so, it would be um like literally just go tune up my car. But then that would be another hobby for me because
Right.
it'll be like, okay, I'm doing the t-shirts, I'm doing the racing, I mean doing the scenery and stuff like that, and then racing the car. I get so what's that competitive and like it'll be fun for me again. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. See, I'm pretty obsessive compulsive, so that tends to help me on things like this because I'll
yeah,
obsess about something, right?
yeah,
And to learn about it and research about it. So you built your track and you've been doing a bunch of learning how to build scenery, and now you have this gigantic track, and then one day you decided, well, I guess talk a little bit about you had an apparel company once before, right? That you were
yes.
doing some
So I
work
had a
with.
company called Everything Brooklyn that was started by like Offer Wynn, a comedian I know in New York. He was like, "Can you do a design?" And it was called Everything Brooklyn. Do a design and put my name in it. Put all the celebrities from Brooklyn in it and put my name. He was a
Yeah,
celebrity. He's a celebrity comedian, but he wasn't like he wasn't like a Kevin Hart, but
right.
he was known throughout Brooklyn for his comedy. So I did the design, and then I posted it on Instagram. This is like before Instagram was like how it is now. Um, oh, my wife just said something. It's so beautiful in person. He lives in the basement, by the way. Really? Yeah, don't come home tonight.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
She,
Um,
she
so
jumped on
I
just to give you a
posted it.
hard time.
Yeah, exactly. She's like she's not even here. She's in freaking Nashville somewhere,
I
Tennessee or
like
something. I don't
her.
even
I
know where
like
she.
her. She's a good girl.
She allows me to do this stuff. It's her fault. I blame
It's her
her.
fault.
Like they don't let me upstairs. Like I have to like beg to go upstairs sometimes. But so I posted it this design on Instagram and people were like, "Is that going to be a shirt?" At the time, I had like 500 followers. Right? That's not even a lot to me. It's like I had 500 followers. I posted it, and then people was like, and then is it going to be a shirt? So then the business minded person said, "Oh, you know what? Let's go sell 20 shirts and call it a day." 20 shirts turned into 3 years later. In the 3 years, I've had John Sally, um, Busta Rhymes, DJ Kid Capri. Some Dallas Maverick players wearing my shirts. Malik Yoba from I forgot that TV show he was on, but I had a lot of celebrities wearing my shirts.
That's
I
really
did it
cool.
for 3 years, got burnt out, and it was just like, all right, because I was doing a lot by myself, and I like so there'll be like an old school hip hop concert, and because a lot of the guys who were wearing my stuff, they would literally tell me to come to the show. So if they're having a show in North Carolina and I'm in Atlanta, they'll call me at 10 o'clock in the morning and say, "Hey, we're having a show. Come to let's say Raleigh. Bring some shirts with you. We'll wear them." And it literally was a thing like that where it was just like I was getting burnt out from traveling so much
Yeah.
and people wanting me to be around so much. Like I was telling my son the other day, I think I was telling my son and my wife this the other day, um, that that I was at a Eric B and Rakim. I mean Eric B and Rakim. I don't know if you know them,
Yep.
old school hip hop artists. He was performing, and actually that's the night I met Busta Rhymes and DJ Mr. C. And well, I knew DJ Mr. C, but I was hanging out with them, and Rakim was wearing my shirt, and I'm walking through the crowd, right? Like this was that aha moment for me. And it was like I was walking through the crowd, and somebody said, "Hey, you're that guy Jamal Smith from Everything Brooklyn." And it didn't dawn on me that people would recognize me, and it became the thing of, "Oh wow, am I like becoming famous now?" Or I don't know what you Instagram famous because
Yeah.
people are seeing me with all these celebrities and all of that stuff. So I did that for 3 years. Then I had to take a break. It was just too much at one time. Um, but it was fun. It was
Yeah.
fun. And then the whole thing with the Slot Cars of Atlanta apparel now, it's like I love the Slot Cars. Since I've been doing it for the last year and a half, I've been met some awesome people, including yourself. Um, so it was the thing of you know what? There's no like I want this thing to be big, not Slot Cars of Atlanta Apparel, but the slot car community. And we had that discussion. You know, it's
Yep.
not for me. It's not the money. Like I'm selling shirts for $25. That's nothing,
Right.
right? So my thing is, I rather see the community grow, and by me introducing, excuse me, by me introducing clothing to it, it'll attract more kids into the community because they're like, oh, that's a dope shirt. Maybe I could wear that outside. You know, as we wear it, they'll see it. You know, I'm gonna be selling kids shirts. So it was like, you know what? Let me design some dope shirts where, you know, it can bring more eyes to the community. And so I literally woke up one day, told my wife, hey, I want to start a clothing line. I'm gonna start a clothing line called Slot Cars of Atlanta Apparel. And it's kind of my mother's fault. So I don't know if my mother's still on there, but she was on there before. She was online before. Sorry, there's like something swinging by my. Oh, it's the computer. My bad. Um, I have another screen over here, but my mother had an embroidery machine, and she bought this like I don't even know how long ago. She bought it like 8 years ago and never used it. And I kept telling her, I'm coming to your house and I'm taking it and I'm going to use it. And I just happened to go over there when my son was here, and we brought the embroidery machine back. And as I'm driving back home, I'm like, all right, um, you know what? We're gonna start Slot Cards of Atlanta Apparel. And literally, I started the website. I started making designs, and then the embroidery machine got used so much that it was like I was talking to Highland Racing. I was going to the embroidery store to pick up some stuff, and I was talking to Highland Racing at the time, and I walked in the store and they had this direct to garment machine. So a direct to garment machine, how you see your shirt is whatever you see on screen, it prints it.
Yeah.
And it gives it a better feel, but it's the ink is set into the shirt. So the design can never come off. And I seen this machine and I asked the guy how much was it. He was like $35,000. I was like, yeah, no, never mind, I'm not doing that. And then I found one online for $16,000. And my dumb ass went and bought it.
Uh,
So
I have to share this story. Jamal, you sent me a text message that day that you did that, and you're like, "Hey, what do you think of this design?" And this design was huge; it covered the whole shirt. And I was like, "Man, that's going to be a lot of embroidering," because you'd already shared that the embroidery took a long time, and and then you said, "Well, I bought a printer today to
yeah, so the embroidery was fun, but it was six like to print like the first shirt that you got. It was like 6 hours to do
oh
one
yeah,
shirt, and I was like, I can't do this no more. That's
yeah,
that's like that's all my night, like just to
yep,
do one shirt. And it was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm not doing this. And then no, I'm a business person first. Um, so I believe in using other people's money to fund what you need as far as banks and things like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get a loan. I'm gonna go buy the printer. And my dumb ass I went and did it. And now I got this huge machine sitting here, and I'm like, all right, well now I can design whatever I want. So we're gonna show them the shirt I designed for you, Marty. I was trying to hide it, but so this is the shirt I designed for Marty. Thanks to Dusty. I don't know if Dusty's online,
Yeah, Dusty's in there.
but this Dusty stole the picture from me, and then I had a 3D printed, and then made a picture of Marty looking like he was in a scene and anything. So, and then so
That's
Marty didn't
funny.
know, and then Dusty texted to him, and then I sent it to him as well, and it was like, this is the stuff I can print.
Yeah,
So
it's full color.
yeah,
It's impressive, man.
yeah, it's like this machine is very impressive. Like I'm very happy with it. So the stuff that's online right now, if you don't buy it by June 15th or June 14th, you will never get it again because the new collection is going to be coming out on June 15th. And Marty's seen them already, but this new collection, like it's colorful. It's some of the shirts that comes up like literally takes the whole shirt. Um, so yeah, I'm very excited about the new merch that's gonna be coming out because it's gonna be amazing. There's a lot of people asking stuff,
Yeah,
but yeah, the new stuff is like I don't know. Did you see the shirt I did for that the Mag Fan shirt
yeah.
with
Oh, yeah, that looks great
yeah.
for Doug and Ian.
I
And
told Doug, I was like, Doug, I need a picture of all you guys being goofy. So he sends it to me. He's like, what are you going to do with it? I didn't say anything. So then when I got done with the shirt, I sent it to him. And it was like, really, dude, you put us on the shirt? Yes. That shirt is going to be available on June 15th, too.
that's great. Yeah,
So, yeah,
those guys are great guys, man.
yeah,
They have
those
great
are,
sense of
they're
humors.
amazing.
Yeah,
They're Ian, Doug, Tim. Well, I don't really talk to Tim, but he's always in the background somewhere.
yep,
Um, those guys are amazing. So we're going to go back to my track. I would say 90%, no, not even 90. I would say 100% of the buildings are from Magnetic Racing.
yeah.
Um, my wife is online, so I can't really say how much I spent, but she's gonna come home and be like, "Can you buy me a bag?" Um, but a lot of the stuff I support the people. I like to support people that are doing the things that are gonna better the community, including you. I love your show. I literally try to make sure I catch every single show of yours because I enjoy your enthusiasm for the hobby and the people that you bring on as well.
Yeah,
But
thanks, Jamal.
Magnetic Racing, Pete Brown, I try to catch Pete Brown's every Sunday no matter what. His is at
It's
three
early.
o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
early.
early.
Dave from what's his name? What's his name? His channel. Slot Car News. I
Oh,
try to
yeah.
catch his all the
Yep,
time.
yep. Dave Kennedy.
But
He's in the chat tonight.
yeah, he's in the chat also. I seen him put something up there. But I try to catch the people that are very enthusiastic about this because it makes me want to go more. So
Right.
I'm literally loving it. It's a beautiful community. I want to see it grow and just keep going. But Doug is my favorite. I hope Ian don't watch this, but Doug is my favorite. Me and Doug talk every day.
I
I'm
won't
not gonna
tell
lie
him.
to you. Like, so they're supposed to be doing the magnetic racing in LA
Yeah,
sometime this year. I'm waiting for Doug to tell me so I can go meet up with them when they come over from the UK.
yeah.
So me and Doug can take a picture rubbing Ian's belly. Like we literally talk about stuff like that. But I love them guys. They're very supportive of what I'm
Yeah,
doing. They made some custom pieces for me. So
that's really cool.
guys, go check out Magnetic Racing, magneticracing.com. They do amazing stuff. There's some really cool guys. But yeah,
Yeah, you won't
I
find
like
many
this.
better. That's a nice shirt, Jamal. I appreciate that. So you know, I that was a you made a big investment to
Yeah.
to do this, right? And uh, are you seeing a lot of people getting a lot of support, people ordering shirts, and things starting to pick up
People
for you?
people are ordering, yeah. Actually Chris, I can't say his last name, Chris Pitaski. He just ordered a shirt the other day. His shirt went out the same day. But people are ordering. Um, I'm getting it's getting higher.
Yeah,
But for me, I also want people to understand it's not a money grab for me. Like I have a whole nother business that I do. So this for me is more for the hobby.
yeah,
So it's an investment to make the hobby better.
right,
It's not. It's like it. So I don't. I want people to understand. It just has nothing. Like I'm selling. I have a sale right now. $5 off of each shirt. A $25 shirt down to a $20 shirt. The only thing you got to do is pay for shipping.
yeah,
But at the same time, it's for me. It's not. It's to make the hobby better. To add to it, because everybody's like, if we all come together in this hobby and keep adding to it, the hobby's gonna grow. Um, and if by me adding clothing to it, by you doing I'm not. I don't. I want to call it news. You're like the Steven Smith of the NBA. That's what you are for us for slot cars. And then like Dave Kennedy. He's like the Channel 5 news at night, right? That
right,
so if we all keep adding to it, and like Holland Racing. That's Sean. He's my dude. Like I talked to that
yeah,
dude. I talked to him. Like we was just talking before we got online. But no, he's doing some cinematics. Shane over in Australia, he's doing some cinematics. So
yep,
it's for me, it's more of an investment into the hobby. So the more I sell them, yeah, it's gonna grow. But at the same time, I want to see kids wearing shirts. I want to see kids being more into. Oh, I want to go downstairs and play with my dad or my grandpa. I want to go play with their slot cars. Like my grandkids came. What's that thing called? They came here for spring break, and they never seen my track. My grandson was all over it. It was just like,
I bet.
dude, don't touch nothing. I don't want you to break anything. My granddaughter, same thing. And my granddaughter's 7, and my grandson is 5. So it's like they were so interested in it, and they wanted to run cars. I'm like, well, we're not going to do that because I don't want them to break anything. And no, so I want to see. For me, it's an investment to make the community better. If that answers your question.
Yeah, man. No, I appreciate it. You're right. There are lots of things we can do. It is a hot topic for lots of channels to be talking about. Is how do we grow the hobby?
Hmm.
How do we better market that? And because we know
Yeah,
that the slot car companies, and their margins are so thin, they don't have the marketing budgets to really be the ones that do it.
yeah,
It's going to be us. That's going to
it's
be the
gonna be
YouTube
us.
channels. Yeah. And so, being able to throw some shirts out there, um, I think that's a great idea. I have an ongoing conversation with Greg. His Bud Slots is his name. I don't know if he's in chat tonight or
Yeah,
not, but Greg and we talk a lot about like what's the next steps, and we talk about being able to get a car, get it tuned, and put it right on the track and be competitive. So what are
yeah,
the things that have to happen for young people, because they're not going to be, the younger generation is not going to be patient to learn
to
to
do that.
tune and like invest
Yeah,
the time. I
correct.
When I jumped into the hobby, I spent hours upon hours upon hours trying to figure some of this stuff out, and I asked a million questions, and they don't tend to do that. I mean, they'll look
Yeah,
online, but they want a little easier path. And so, what are some of the things that we can do to make that path easier for them? And so, we always have that conversation going on. Dave talks about it all the time on his channel on the news. It's like,
yeah,
what are some of the things we can do to 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 give the hobby a bigger name out there, and
correct.
how do we get the youth involved? And
I'm gonna tell you how we
it's
could
gonna
do it
take
right now.
us.
No, yeah, it's gonna take because like I love Carrera, I love Scale Electric, I love all the other companies that make
Yeah,
slot cars. Here's my thing about it, right? They're not gonna invest into this more than what they are
right.
because they're more worried about how they're gonna sell it, make it money, make the money, and people get it. if we had an electric dreams in every city, let's say, let's say I open a Slot Cars of Atlanta in Midtown Georgia, and it's getting the kids to see it and actually coming into the store and say, and I love what Electric Dreams is doing. And that's what it's literally getting the kids in to see it and saying, you know what? I want to go race cars this Saturday. I want to go race cars after school. Oh, it's summertime. I want to go race cars after. I want to go race cars all day. And I think that's what we need. We need, if we can have Electric Dreams in every city, it'll be amazing because then more kids will get into it. And, then the help of the YouTube channels and things like that. I was having this conversation with Sean the other day. If we didn't, if you think about it, right? When we post a video, is this for kids or is this not for kids? So if we put not for kids, now kids can't see it.
Right.
So it kind of screws us because, yes, we want adults to see it, but we also want kids to see it.
Right.
Even though, yeah, I probably curse in 90% of my videos. I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, if I know kids are watching, I'm not going to curse. So it's the thing of, being able to have an Electric Dreams in every city, and then even just being able to not even market it, but put it more towards kids versus adults. And I think that's where we'll do better at because kids are going to be able to watch it.
Yeah.
We just can't curse. Yeah.
I posted a video earlier in the week. A few weeks ago, I had a YouTube channel called Babel Games.
Yes.
Post on one of my videos that said that they were watching my videos to get an idea of things to put in a game. And so I did a video about, they released the demo of that game, and it's not finished. It's the demo version, and they're still developing and they're taking feedback. And it's been great for them. But I see that as a way. And somebody commented, one of the guys commented, is like, I don't want to be on my screen. I want to be on my track. And I'm like, I get it, but the game's probably
you gotta start from somewhere.
It's not for us. It's for the younger generation who plays games.
Exactly.
And then they're like, it would be cool to do this in real life. So I think that video game, and there's been some other slot car video games over the years. I've got one on my phone that I play with every once in a while, and I think that those are entryways for our youth to find it, right?
Correct.
Like you said, your grandkids. Like, I don't have grandkids yet, but when I do, oh my gosh, they're gonna love coming here to visit Papa and Grandma.
Because they've never seen it before.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. You get a 5-year-old coming to your house that never seen something this amazing. And I'm not even just saying my track, but even their track is amazing. So, I mean.
Yeah, I get you.
But they never seen a car running around a track by a remote. They're going to fall in love with it. It's the same way we did when we were kids. And our parents were playing with them, had them before. So it's literally like, there has to be a way besides, the game is good. I actually watched the video. I actually shared what you posted. But there has to be a way to get all of these guys in it because it's an amazing hobby. It's an amazing hobby.
Yeah, and I think it's a good time to be in the hobby right now. We've got our car selection is probably better than it ever has been at any time in the hobby.
Yes.
There's so many different levels and.
My wife is on. I can't talk about my cars.
Okay.
It's so these cars are amazing. So wait, I got it. So Marty, read my lips, okay? No, it's not open. But this is a beautiful car.
Oh yeah,
this is
gorgeous.
These are beautiful cars. It's not open yet. I haven't opened it yet, but beautiful cars, man. Like this is a 124. These are freaking beautiful. Like, oh my gosh. I'm gonna text you, Marty. I don't want my wife to know what I'm saying.
But it's a great time to be in the hobby. There's so much accessible, and I know that there was a big scare with the tariffs, right, and how that might limit some of the stuff coming into the States. I mean, I think we're probably working through that. I think that's going to be a non-issue moving forward, I hope. And
I hope, yeah.
and I think that, just the potential is there. I think we have a lot of great ambassadors on YouTube for the hobby.
Yeah.
We have some great hobby shops, or slot car stores. You've got Professor Motor, you have Cincy Slots, you have LEB Hobbies, you have Cloverleaf, you have Electric Dreams, you got 132 slot cars out the Pacific Northwest. And
Even the guys going over to what's it, American the Spirit of America.
yeah,
They're going over to Italy. That's
that's
freaking cool, Marty.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
I know
saying,
that is
that's
so
freaking
cool.
cool. That is so freaking cool.
But
Like,
you have options to, places to purchase things, and
yeah,
all of those stores I mentioned are great ambassadors of the hobby.
for the
They
hobby.
really, I mean,
Yes.
I know that they're a business and they try to make money, and I know sometimes we
Yeah.
complain about the cost, but I've been involved in a lot of different hobbies in my lifetime, and I will tell you, for the dollar, I've maximized my dollar in slot cars. It's the point of entry is really pretty low,
Yeah.
and then you can build a track and you can do all those other things to add to it. But
Yeah.
you could show up to a club track, and for under $200, be all in, have
Yeah.
a controller and a couple cars, and some help from some people at the track, and you can go have a lot of fun. And I
Yeah.
think that that's going to be the key, is to keep that hobby at that level. I mean, when I was in RC racing, and this was in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, I mean, it was already expensive. I
Yeah.
mean, every
RC
season,
racing is expensive.
yeah, man, you're going to drop a couple $1,000s a year, um, easy, just to stay competitive in RC. And I'm hoping I haven't been involved in that for a long time. Hopefully that's cheaper now, but I doubt it. Speed is expensive, and we kind of know that,
Yes.
and you
Yes.
pay for it. So
So, Marty, again, my wife is watching. I've seen her name up there a few times. We cannot talk about money on this thing. But I do have some RCs as well. Actually, I'm gonna show it to you. Actually,
$1,
it-
that's what it
I
costs.
got this. I got this before I got married, so my wife can't really say anything. Wait. So RCs are fun.
Yep.
Can you see it?
Oh yeah, we got it.
Yeah, this is I'm not gonna tell you how many I got, but I got them before I got married, so it doesn't really count. Yeah, she's
Yep.
that's my wife. I just seen her.
Yep.
But
Yep.
it's RC cars are fun. They can be expensive, but the thing also for me about RC cars is time. Like I rather be in my house than go outside and race. I rather race cars on the track, but then go outside and try to find somewhere and hopefully my battery doesn't die in the car
Yeah.
on an RC car. But with even like RC cars, there's more kids in that like RC cars than they do slot cars. So now it's the thing of how do we get them to that?
Right.
How do we cross them over?
Yeah. I think that for me, if you can figure out how to get them at a track with the controller in their hand, it's over. It's game
Yeah,
over,
it's over. Yeah,
because
no more talking about money, Marty.
it's so much fun. Yep. Let's see.
It is. It's a joy. It's definitely a joy. And there goes Marty. No, the Marty on the screen, his name is Ford too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just bought a ton of Carrera track. And so he's going to have like 150 to 200 feet of extra track available.
Yeah, I can't talk about that,
No,
but
you've got 700 feet. You don't need any more track, Jamal.
I got a whole lot of extra track. I got a lot of yeah. No, Facebook Marketplace is like crazy for me.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, I can't talk about that because my wife is on.
See, I can't end a FaceTime call with our grandson in Idaho without running some cars for him. See, I think that
Yeah,
that's going to be part of it, is just sharing with family and friends.
yeah.
I always say it's like I've got this track down here, and I get mad at myself sometimes because I haven't invited everyone I know over to it,
Yeah.
and I need to be better at that. But I think that's where it's going to grow, and that's what makes it pretty exciting. So
I
you said
seen
you've
a
got. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I seen a guy. I think it was a Facebook post. This was like probably last year when I first got into the hobby. He had a slot car track on the back of a bed of a. It's like a flatbed
Yeah,
truck trailer. He had a slot car track on there, which I thought was like really cool because he would just pull up to places, not like a food truck. He'll just put up to places and have people come race the cars. I thought that was amazing.
yeah, yeah. I've looked at that. I've looked at. I've got an enclosed trailer that I used to haul my band gear around in when I had my band and we were super active. And I've thought many times of how do I create a modular track that
Hmm.
can go together pretty quick, where I could just pull in someplace, unload, set up the track within a half an hour, and be
Yeah,
racing. And I
yeah,
think that our friends Massimo and Raul are doing that.
they're doing that. Yeah,
Yeah, they've started their little side hustle up in Canada doing events and things, and I think
which is
that's
cool.
going
Like,
really well for
and
them.
that's another way to, and they're actually marketing it towards companies to have it at
Right?
their event, which I think is cool because now you're bringing more people into it. It again, it's a thing that has to be seen because
Yep.
these companies are not Carrera. I mean, I love Carrera. I talk to one of the guys over there all the time. Actually, when I first started, he was one of the people I started talking to, but they're not going to promote. They're not going to do a commercial. You're not going to see it on TV saying, "Hey, check out Carrera track or whatever you want to call it." They're not going to do that. So it's up to us now to do it because
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. Ryan says he's getting ready to set up his track at a local community track. He's been
Uh-huh.
doing some commercial racing, so he's going to set his digital track up, and so they can get.
Yeah.
It's all about the kids, and he's right, man. I think that having
I,
having events like that where people, I mean, Dave Kennedy can tell you when he worked for Carrera, they did a bunch of events, and I mean, it
yeah.
would be lines of people wanting to get on the
Hmm.
track and race, and so it's like when it's in front of them, they're willing to jump in, but what
Correct.
percentage of them continue that journey on someplace else?
Yeah.
And so they have to have
Exactly.
opportunities. Yeah.
You put a car in a kid's hand, they'll love it forever.
Yep.
And what I love about Ryan is he Ryan's a cool dude. I talk to him all the time. I talk to him once in a while as well. But he changes his track. I think he's on like build like 81 or something like
Oh
that.
yeah,
He
Ryan.
changes
He's
his track
always
all the time.
all the time.
Um, oh, that's Sean right there. Great chat, Jamal and Hobby. Take care.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
But it's literally getting the cars in these people's hands, and it would be amazing if we can get into every like if we did a drawing every week and just when they handed it to somebody's kid and hey,
Yep.
this is a slot car.
Yeah.
Go figure it out.
Yeah.
I
Well,
wish we could do that.
I watched to right after work. I watched Bruce from Cincy Slots did an interview with Marco from Electric Dreams on the
Yeah.
track call, and it came out last month, and somehow I missed it. It popped up in my feed today, and so I was like, I'm gonna listen to that on my way home from work, and Bruce was talking about how how he sees the hobby growing because how it's impacted his track, and he's
Yeah.
got like 22 guys coming on Thursday nights to race, and for a long time they had 6 or 7 guys, and
Yeah.
so but we've had some young kids come, like Daryl who's in the chat. He brought his grandkids, and they had a blast, and they were
Yeah.
actually really good on the track, and so I think people who have slot cars in the family, they see
Hmm.
it and they get a chance to experience it. But
Yeah.
but one of the things that when you ask people about their slot car journey, and this is what Bruce and Marco were talking about, is every boy when they were kids in the 70s and
Had a slot
80s,
car
they
track.
got a slot car track for Christmas as a
Yeah.
present, and now that doesn't happen. And so
No.
like how do you get that to come back? How do you know those small HO
It,
tracks really was a way to push people out to the commercial tracks as
yeah.
they got involved,
The,
and that
the
doesn't happen
thing
anymore.
about it now is you go try to buy a car. I mean, a 124 scale car costs $100.
Yeah.
So if you go try to buy, like one of my clients actually, I was talking to him so much about it. He went and bought his kids a race car track for Christmas last year, but he was the vice president of a company, so he could afford it. But you know, the average person can't afford to pay $400 for a track. So if they can scale it down to where it's like, oh well, you can get a track for $99, more people can get into it.
Yeah.
And you know, even if we can get like a, I guess AFX track. I don't even know you can buy those anymore.
Yeah.
But you know, you get a cheap little AFX track and just being able to give that to a kid, where it's like, okay, well, this don't cost as much, but so you can still play with it, and then as you get older and grow into it, you can
Yeah.
then progress into where we are at, because we're at a different level. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
your
That's
track
right.
you have that's it's a whole different level of what they used to be when we were kids. So I think the being able to get them cheaper tracks at a good price would be the best way to do it. And just, again, it's like, if we can just continue to grow our channels and being able to push it out to kids versus adults and kids rather versus just adults, I think that's going to be the biggest way to make it grow, because they'll start seeing it more.
Yeah.
But there was something I was going to say. I forgot what it was, but yeah, I forgot. Oh, actually, so a lot of people don't know, or I don't know if they paid attention to it, but I'm even selling, like, I'm selling it. Like, if you want to get your logo printed on a shirt, you can actually go into my website and actually build your shirt.
Right.
Like, you can upload your logo. It's $25. They're $20 now, but because it's on sale. But you can go up there, and I think if we like the way we have slot car shirts on right now. I think if more people started wearing slot car shirts when they're doing their videos, that more people would understand. Oh, that's a slot car track. What's the
Yeah.
slot car track? And even if we just, if they people started promoting their channels to where you can actually see, even if it's a hat, you get a hat done. And if you think about it, Marty, yeah, stickers are great. I'm not sending nobody a sticker. I'm gonna send you my sticker so you can send me back your sticker, right? Nobody's seeing a sticker except us and the
Right.
people in the hobby. So um, my thing is, if we're able to promote our tracks better, and if we put thought into our tracks, I think that will help the hobby grow too. So yeah,
Yeah.
get a shirt, even if it's not through me, I don't care. But do it. Get a shirt that has your slot car channel on it, so then people can see it as you're racing your cars or you're doing whatever you're doing with your cars.
Yeah.
So then I think that helps it. That will help it grow as well.
Yeah. And it might ask, people might ask the question, "Hey, what's your shirt all about?" Right? And then you get an
Yeah,
opportunity to
correct.
share the hobby. Yeah. There's just so many things that we can be doing. And I think
Yeah,
there's a lot of work to do, but I think there's a lot of
yeah,
good work being done right now, and so it's pretty
yeah.
exciting. And a lot of it, like your shirts, man. I think it's awesome that you're doing that. I love the fact that I keep seeing online you're sending shirts all over the place, bro. You are taking care of
Listen,
lots of people, and I hope that because of that, lots of people take care of you. So,
yeah. My thing is, no. So the shirt that you're wearing now, we was texting one day and you said that, "Hello, my name is," and I'm a slotaholic, right? And I took it and I used it. I'm like, this is gonna be Marty's shirt. But the thing of it is, when I did everything Brooklyn, like I had, I'm top of my head, probably 75 different celebrities wearing it. I got to the point where people were reaching out to me to wear the shirt. Like, yo, I need some shirts. I have a picture of me and Slick Rick. You remember Slick Rick the ruler back in the day?
yep,
He reached out to me and was like, I need some shirts. But so the way I'm doing it now is there's this, let's say we're gonna use you. We're gonna use Dave. What's the name? Maximo MP
Yeah.
slot cars. Um, Shane the Hughes. I mean Shane Hub. His brother. You know,
Yep. David.
we're all spread around the country. So if I can put it into 10 people's hands, Johnny Hobby, he has shirts actually. If I can put it into 10 people's hands and those 10 people start it, it's gonna bring more attention to the slot car apparel. And again, it's not a money grab. For me, it's to bring awareness to the hobby because they're like, oh wow, somebody got a slot car apparel line. That's so freaking cool. Because we don't have it. It's missing.
Yeah.
That's a piece of a puzzle. Like that's a piece of a puzzle that's missing. Pete Brown, when he does his shows on Monday morning, he grabs people's pictures off of Facebook or wherever he gets them and talks about their track fans, track focus. I'm sorry. And he talks about those people's tracks. That's another piece of the puzzle that helps bring out other people's channels. And he puts their full name. Like he actually when first met Pete,
Yeah.
um, he was like, "This is Jamal Smith, Slot Cards of Atlanta. I seen it on Facebook. Like, who are you? Like, I didn't even know who he was at the time. But
That's
it
funny.
was like, oh shit, that's kind of cool because now you're bringing attention to my channel as well as the things that I do. But it's those little things are the puzzle, the pieces of the puzzle that need to be connected. So I the way I'm going about it is that guerrilla marketing
Yeah.
from back in the day where you get it on certain people and you get people to wear it so then it can bring more attention to it so it can grow the hobby grow. And again, it's not about a money grab. It's just to grow the apparel line so people can see that, hey, there's an apparel line, there's a news channel. Dave Kennedy does the news every week. Marty talks about how to tune your car. He brings on these guests and he does this. Pete Brown, he's gonna tell you about what new track is out or who made this new track. Then we got Megan Another Grayson. They're doing the scenery. So it's there's pieces of the puzzle that has to connect. And I think this is another piece of the puzzle that has to connect. So people can find out about it, find out about slot cars more.
Yep.
And it's definitely a good piece of the puzzle.
Yep. For sure. So, so Jamal, from your point of view, what's next in slot cars? Or even what's next for you with the shirts? You said you got new designs coming out.
So there's about 10 designs on there right now. Those are all going to be going away June 14th. And then I have another 12 that's going to be coming out. So, and then every couple of months, I'm going to be doing a, 1 second, hold on. One second, Marty. Sorry, I had to go grab the shirt. So every couple of months, there's going to be new shirts. There's going to be sweatshirts. There's going to be hoodies. I'm also thinking about, I don't know if people want to walk around with a hoodie that says Slot Cars of Atlanta and like a polo shirt. So I'm thinking about that. There's going to be hats. But every 2 months, what I'm going to do is just to bring more, like, to make it feel like if you didn't get it, you didn't get it, you lost out. So this is one of the shirts right here. It says I'm a slot car racer. This is going to be one of 50. So there's only going to be 50 made. If you don't get it, so I'm sorry, it's going to be one of 50 made. It's going to be embroidered, gold embroidery on it that says one of however many shirts it is, right? And then it's going to have the number of the shirt that you get. So let's say, Marty, you get number 3. It's going to say 3 of 50.
Gotcha.
After those 50 are gone, you're never going to be able to get the shirt again. So now you have something that's going to be a, a, classic, right? It's like the
Yeah.
cars that we
Like
get.
a collectible.
Some
Yeah.
cars you can never get again. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do more stuff like that. I'm gonna be doing hats. But this actually is gonna be one of the shirts, one of the 150 shirts that's dropping in June 15th.
Nice.
Um, so I'm gonna be doing a lot more shirts. I have designs. I have so many designs that I've done in the last few weeks. I probably have shirts to last me, designs to last me until probably next year.
Yeah.
Because I love designing. I was a web designer, graphic designer for what, 15 years?
Yeah.
From the 2000 to 2001 to 2015. I was a web designer. So I love designing. I love, and I guess that's where I get my creativity from too, because it's another form of creativity.
Right.
So it's literally, I have shirts that's going to be literally just popping up and saying, okay, this is going to be one of 100. I want to do hats, just that say slotted on it, or I'm a slot car racer, or, and just being different with everything. Like, I have so many ideas. Like, actually, I have a shirt. I think I'm sitting on it. Nope, I'm not sure. So I have a shirt also. Like, this is where my mind is at, Marty, and everybody else in the chat. So you see the car on the bottom? I can't.
Yep.
So I'm making a shirt where it looks like the cars are chasing each other around the bottom of the shirt.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So I think that's gonna be like really cool. This was like a practice shirt. Literally, I wanted to make it where it looks like we're racing cars around a t-shirt. So I have so many ideas, so many things in my head that I'm gonna be doing. I have a guy that's gonna take the whole front of the shirt. Like, it's gonna be a racer on a shirt, and it's gonna be the whole front of the shirt. So literally, I've been down here just being a mad scientist.
That's
what I call it, being a mad scientist. So it's like it's gonna be a lot of stuff coming out. It's gonna be. My wife gets annoyed with me sometimes because I might not go to bed until like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then get up and go to work at 3 o'clock. But I have a lot of stuff in my head that I want to design. Just fun stuff, like like this shirt.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm sending it to you too. Don't worry.
So John D wants me to make sure that I remind you that, remember, you can lower the voltage on your track, so when your grandkids come over, so they don't break your cars. He's right. Yeah, that's the beauty of like the digital system is you can put controls on these cars. You can lower voltage. In like analog tracks, you can just lower the voltage if you have an adjustable power supply. There are ways to make things easier for kids to use stuff.
I gotta make it easier for me to use too. So like right here. So I don't know if you can see it. Let me turn the computer this way right here. So right here, the cars go down. I got this from Johnny Hobby, right?
Okay.
He was like, he made a tunnel under his table.
Yeah.
So the dumb thing that I did, right, was I put it on a curve. I shouldn't have did that. And now I can't fix it. So I had to order some borders because the cars go down so fast and they fly off the track.
Yep.
And hit the floor. So yeah, I have to fix that. But I have to control the voltage for myself sometimes, because I literally would fly the car all the way around the track, and not care. I think I broke a few cars.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we've all done that. Chris Pataski says, I have the slot car track and 2 pinball machines. The grandkids love it. Chris, you need to come to Chillicothe the next time you come through, and stop at the Antique Emporium. He has about 30 old vintage pinball machines. It's fantastic. Dusty says, one guy sets up a track at the Daytona 24-hour race. And we know that Jim Cunningham, who I've had on the program on the live stream a long time ago, Jim has Nomad Raceways, and he travels around with a setup, and he's been to the Formula One race a couple times in Miami and in Austin, I think. Set up a track and has had like actual Formula One guys racing on his track, which is really pretty cool. So I think when you have things like that starting to happen again, then those are other things that can help
It helps.
grow the hobby. Yep,
It
sure
definitely.
does.
Somebody was saying that somebody texted me and said the light was too bright behind me, so
Oh yeah.
try to adjust my computer.
Oh, you're good.
Uh, if the QQ, if these kids could watch what?
Um,
All right, let's.
yeah, yeah. Gary was saying if these kids could watch, yeah, if they if we could get them to a track to watch. Gary says one thing about the old days was having magazines about slot car racing. I think it helped spread the hobby. Magazines have kind of died off. Yeah, I think it's tough.
Yeah.
There is a couple of magazines still left, but most of it's still on just online.
You know what would be cool? If we can get if there was a slot car cartoon that came on like Joe and Pete. I
Yeah.
love watching them on Saturdays morning. They're fun to watch.
Yep. Oh
But
yeah.
if there was like a cartoon that came on every Saturday about slot cars, kids would probably watch it and be more in tune.
Yeah. The ones that need to be shown is the guys that are older that remember what they did with slot cars as a kid. 40 and up is the group that gets into it. Marty. Yeah, George, you're right. Like I jumped in, kind of late. I wish I would have been doing this since I was, a kid. Uh, Dusty's working on a parts build. I will pick up any slot car sets, any scale at yard sales at awesome prices. Yeah, Chris, that's a good way to share. I exchanged some, bought a 57 Chevy golf cart body. Area 51, you are the one with the Lost in Space saucer. Yep, he does. That's why Carrera has 143rd scale. Yeah, George, you're right.
Yeah.
The Carrera Go is that entry level. From a size standpoint and a detail standpoint, it is a step above the HO stuff, but it is actually pretty inexpensive, and it's available at Hobby Lobby. Every Hobby Lobby,
Yeah.
you can go in and get that NASCAR set right now. And I think Carrera, that deal they did with NASCAR to do those cars was gigantic for them.
Yeah, it was spot on. It was
Yeah,
spot on.
yep, they look
I
really
wish they
good.
just more they promoted it more on commercials
Yep, yeah,
because you really don't see commercials with that.
yeah. I think it's the expense. They just,
Yeah, they're not gonna make their money back
yeah, they're not
on
going
the
to make that
commercial.
money back. There are a lot of older guys out there who remember what slot cars were years ago, but have no idea how far the hobby's come. That's correct. I mean, I was kind of one of those. I had my HO track when I was a kid, and had no clue that all this other slot car world was out there. So
Yeah, Nate. So the funny thing is, the hobby store in Dave Kennedy. Yes, that was Hobby Town in Kennesaw. Um, the hobby store I used to go to, I would go there. I would go to. I used to actually. That's where I bought my RC cars from. But when I walk into the store, I would go straight right to the RC cars. The other part of it was that when I go to my fish store, which is right next door to the hobby store, I would never go into a hobby store unless I was buying something for my RC. But when you walk into the hobby town, it's literally you walk right to RC and left to Carrera. There's a big table that sits there that has
yeah,
all the Carrera stuff. I never paid attention to it
yeah,
because it's tucked away in a corner, so you're not really seeing it. Because if they moved it out to where it's in a better display, I think more people would be interested in it.
yeah. I think another thing that we're missing from an advertisement standpoint is there's no Sears catalog anymore. There's no JCPenney
Yeah,
catalog, and at Christmas time when you got the wish book, it came in in the
yeah,
mail. That there was a whole page full of different slot car tracks, HO tracks, right? And like
yeah.
that was fascinating for kids to see, and you don't have that kind of shopping anymore from a catalog. So
Correct.
I think we missed some of that too.
I think it also like if there was a way to where yeah, I just lost train of thought. Sorry, lost train of thought. Never mind. I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning, so I lost train of thought. My
Oh,
bad.
you're right, man.
Um, yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. Shoot, don't worry.
Yeah, Chris said he bought 3 used Carrera 143rd scale sets for $55. There's great deals out there you can find. Yep. Marty says
Yeah,
it's track call number 70, the one with Bruce. Yep, I just watched it. or listen to it on the way home.
I don't think I printed.
David says he can't wait for his shirts. Steve says go racing. Slim Shady's my name is. Uh, oh yeah, Steve, you're right. Slot Car Corner. Did I not say Slot Car Corner earlier? Yes. I mean and Slot Car Corner gets a lot of my money because they have all the parts, and Steve does an awesome
Yeah.
job. And I got to meet him at the Nationals race, and they're really great ambassadors for the sport, for the hobby.
Oh wait, I didn't mention. I'm sorry. I just printed the American Spirit of America.
Yeah.
I just printed all of their shirts.
Yeah. Paul actually sent me a picture um,
Yeah,
of the
so
shirts.
he reached out to me on Friday, and he asked, "Can I buy some shirts?" I was like, "You buy 5, I'll pay for 3, and you'll have
That's
them the
awesome,
next
man.
day." They were
That's
done
awesome.
Saturday. They shipped out Monday morning. So they should be having them very soon. Uh, and they actually have me sell them on their website, so you can
Yeah.
actually get the Spirit of America shirt on Slack Hearts of Atlanta.
Oh,
And
okay.
again, this
Cool.
is like that's another part of it. It's like it's not just about Slack Hearts of Atlanta. If you want me to sell your T-shirt, then hey, I'll sell it for you, and I'll give you all the money back for it because it's about growing the community. So yeah, I was excited to actually do that shirt too.
Yeah, that was cool. Dusty. Marty needs one with just his face taking up the whole thing. That's my head's big enough, dude. That's good.
I love this shirt though, Marty. I'm sorry.
It's
I love
awesome.
this shirt.
That's great. Daryl says we are the best ambassadors of our hobby, so always make time for the new people. That's right. Daryl is one of those at our club that he like somebody new shows up and there's no way they're watching. They're going to be racing. He's going to put a car in front of them and give them a controller, and
Yeah.
he's great about that. He's always helpful with new people. Jamal, remove
So
all
here's
mirrors and wings from the
I see
for the
that.
grandkids. There you go.
So here's a question for you, Marty.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a like Electric Dreams in Ohio?
We don't. We've got Cincy slots in
Okay.
Ohio, and then up north. I'm trying to remember what the channel's name. He does. Chris, what's the guy up north? What's the guy up north? It's got. Yeah, there's Robbie's Hobbies in Columbus, and then up. Okay. Yeah, so there's a few places, but I mean there's very few places that are like Electric Dreams. I mean the place is
Yeah.
partly a museum too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I I
There's
can't wait to go there. Oh my
the hobby
god.
shop in Dayton, so we've got some places around. Um, but yeah, let's see. Am I missing any questions? Anybody have any more
There
questions
was
for
some
Jamal?
there was some
Uh,
further up, but I think we went past those.
yeah, I think we've hit them all. Anything that's a question. What else, Brian? I Will Champion. That Speed Racer movie is the best movie. Honestly, there are a lot of people my age in the hobby. Yep. Big box stores also during the holidays are what also got exposure for the hobby. Yeah, George is right. You know, you used to be able to go
Yeah.
to, you know, Children's Palace was a big toy store, KB Toys, and they would always have slot car tracks. And you don't those don't exist anymore. It's Amazon. So
Wait, I gotta say thank you to Dusty for getting me the picture. Sorry.
yeah.
Thank you, Dusty. Appreciate you.
Remember, the train hobby does not have commercials as the most popular with a lot of hobbyists. A lot of their scenery is where we get a lot of ideas. Yep, we've all watched a bunch of train. Yeah, the train channels are big, and it's
Yeah.
amazing. It's
Uh,
amazing. You're right. You don't see TV commercials about trains. Um,
no,
so
but it's. I mean, trains never died.
right.
Slack cars died,
Yeah.
and then came back. Well, I want to say they died because they took a break. Right? It was like I'm gonna go sleep for a little while, and then I'm gonna wake up 20 years later, and now we got slack cars back. So, but I think that okay. Oh, I think that the train sets, they just never go anywhere. I watched a lot of those videos in a year, and it's like the stuff that they build. It's like how,
Yeah, it's
just
impressive.
how.
It's
Like I
amazing.
don't even know what to say about it. Just how.
Yeah, Sean says we should contact our local news. They're always looking for feel good stories. It's funny. My local paper. A few years back, I had a side hustle where I made longboards, skateboards, out of my garage,
Yeah.
and the I got a phone call from the local paper one day and said, "Hey, we hear you make these in your wood shop at your house. We'd love to come over." And so a girl from the newspaper came over. She interviewed me, took pictures of what I was doing, and it had a big write up in the paper. And
So I think I might have to come on one day on your channel and do an interview on you because I don't think most people. I seen it. I seen the skateboards. You showed them to me. So
yeah,
I don't think most people seen those skateboards. Marty was very creative, guys. So it's Marty's playing it low. He was a musician. He did skateboards. He did a bunch of things. So we might have to do an interview on Marty one day because there's a lot of stuff that he doesn't tell us. And I mean, that's private stuff too. But
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
Marty. I
it's a
seen some
slot
of the
car channel.
skateboards. They were really dope.
I try to stay in the slot, stay in my lane, talk about slot
Okay,
cars.
I understand. I understand. I might. Okay, we might have to do it again. I'm gonna be the questioner, and you're gonna be an answerer.
There you go.
Yeah, because we need some uh some stuff from you as well. We need to know how you got into this.
Yeah, well,
Somebody asked a question, but go ahead. I hear you. I'm
no,
listening.
you're good. Yeah, Sean says I had 4 guys come out and watch last weekend who haven't done it in years. I couldn't get them to pick up a controller. Yeah, which is that surprises me because like most people will just jump at the chance to
Yeah,
jump on the track.
it's fun. I mean, I enjoy it. Like, I mean, I wish I had people to come race. Actually, I like my space, so I don't like people here in my house all the time. My wife would tell you, like, yeah, nobody's coming over here. But like, if I had people that were into it, it would be more fun for me to like race the cars and things like that. So, um, yeah, I just want people in my house like that. Hope
Yep.
none of my friends are watching. Don't feel bad.
Gary's headed to the
Somebody
NFL
asked a
Hall of Fame.
question named Rob. Rob asks Jamal, do all shirts only come in white? Rob, they come in 5 different colors: red, green, gray, black, white, and orange.
There you go. There you go, Rob. You got options, man. Yeah, I
You got
thought
options, buddy. You got options.
you did the team the Spirit of America team in gray. I thought that looked
And
really
gray.
good with the
It
colors.
came
Yeah,
out good, yeah.
yeah.
So the thing, so I'm gonna explain what the DTG actually is. So some of my shirts, like this shirt, I don't know. Did I put a thing on it? No, hold on. So wait, I'm trying to find the shirt. Oh, here. So direct to garment, right? So the shirt I have on, I just printed this today, only because I wanted to surprise Marty with it again. So direct to garment, it literally, if you're printing on a white shirt, it's gonna look like this. If you're printing on a black shirt or any other color shirt, to make it stand out, you actually have to put a pre-treatment on it to make the color stand out more. So I can do a shirt in any color as long as the picture looks good. So I think it was the other Marty Ford. He asked for the the Mercedes car on I think it was a gray shirt or something like that, and it didn't look good. Like because the car's gray,
Yeah.
so putting gray on top of gray, it doesn't look good. But I can print a shirt on any color. Whatever I see on my computer is gonna print out. So yeah, I can print on any color: yellow, green, purple, anything you want. Um, it's just the sizes that I need to be able to buy. I go up to 4X. So in order to get a 4X in a gray or something of that sort, I have to be able to make sure that those shirts are available. So I try to limit the amount of colors that I do.
Yeah.
You see what
Yeah.
my wife wrote, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to know. That's funny.
So we're gonna
She's great. I'm glad she's in the
we're gonna
chat.
do 10 minutes.
She'll keep you straight.
We're gonna do 10 minutes. We're gonna do 10 minutes, Marty. It's my turn to ask some questions. So Marty, how did you get into slot cars?
If anybody's watched my channel, they know, man.
No, answer the question, Marty. That's not an answer.
So I got just like most people, I got a slot car track when I was like 10 years old, and my brother and I, we played it until it didn't run anymore, and then we got out of it and never replaced it. Didn't do anything else. And then when we were young adults, probably in our 20s, my mom got us one for Christmas as kind of a practical joke. It wasn't like an AFX track, and we set it up and we played it Christmas Day. And then during the pandemic, man, I had this basement. We moved into this house and had this big basement. It was empty. And my buddy John Mark was like, man, you should build a big slot car track down here. I was like,
and you listened to him.
yes, you're right. I should. And so I started building, and that's started the channel, and that's how it all began.
So I know people want to know, who's better, you or Dusty?
Oh, who's better? Dusty.
Yeah.
He's faster than I am.
I know, he told me. He said that you suck.
Yep. Yeah, he's gotten really good. He's good. What was that?
What do you want to see from the hobby?
Man, I really want to see. I want to see the tuning get a little easier for people that are getting into the racing. I think that if you're just a casual slot car person and you're running, like a Carrera track and you're running Carrera digital cars, the basic tuning stuff is perfect, right? But if you start jumping into some of the more performance oriented cars, we've talked a lot about like tires. If you don't know how to treat your tires, you don't know how to get your tires right, you can't be competitive. And I feel like that's a hurdle that we got to figure out. And I think NSR's trying with those zero graining tires. I think some other companies like silicones, but like rubber tires that come on the cars, I feel like that's where it needs to be. Like expecting somebody to change tires right off the bat just to make their car perform even better. Or have a way, like, how do we get the information out? Because you can treat rubber tires. There are lots of people who are good out there that are good at it, but not everybody's going to have a tire truer. And so like, that's a hurdle. I think.
don't even have one.
Yeah. I think that's a hurdle that we could get past that I would like to see. Other things in the hobby is just like continuing to innovate and introduce new cars that maybe weren't available. Right. We see that from George and Dave and Harry, the Three Amigos guys doing modern Trans Am cars. And then now today, George sent me some pictures. They've got the C1 Corvette, the 57 Corvette, and a couple different body styles. And those have been cars that, haven't been highly available. And so 3D printing is a big thing, being able to resin print and 3D print. So those are some of the things I see coming in the hobby that I think are important to its growth. So yeah, there you go.
There was a question I was going to ask you. Actually, I reached out to George before. That's Area 51, right? That's one in Florida, in North Carolina.
Yep.
I was like, can you make me I wanted him to make me a, what's that called? Gosh, it was a car that I asked him to make. It was a Bugatti. I love Bugattis. I'm never going to be able to get one, maybe. I don't know. But I want a Bugatti. So, George, I know you're here because I see you posting. And Shotgun Dave, I know you're with him. So if y'all can make me a Bugatti, I'm going to love you forever. I'll come to North Carolina and get it. So as far as, and you've been doing this, what, 2 years now? 3 years?
3.
4 years.
It was 3 in February. Yep. A little over 3.
Where do you see yourself in the next 2 years? What do you
With the hobby?
Yeah, the hobby.
With or my channel anyway. I don't know. I just continue to create. I think early on I was creating content that I knew people wanted to watch, and now I think I'm doing more stuff that I'm creating content that I enjoy making, and maybe maybe some of the things I need to like look back at is, am I still helping the beginner hobbyist? Am I still
Yeah.
helping those people? Gander just posted, sometimes the focus competitive racing doesn't help spread the hobby. And
No, yeah, I can
you know,
understand that.
and I get that. Like I've really in my own slot car journey, I've turned this page towards racing, and most of the cars that I prep now are to be raced, and
Yeah.
so a lot of I've kind of veered away from doing beginner things to more intermediate, probably hobbyist stuff,
Yeah.
and that doesn't reach
But
everybody.
that just
So
says you're growing. You're growing as a
yeah,
person in the hobby. Yeah.
right. And I'm enjoying that, and I'm enjoying making that kind of content. But like one of the things I would like to do in the next 2 years, I would like to build my own wood track. That's
Yeah.
not the oval. I've already done that, but now that
Hmm.
I got the oval under my belt, developing and building a wood layout, I would like to try some other track. I would like Carrera. I love my Carrera track, but I would like to try Polycar or Scale Auto, and
Yeah.
develop some, and so I can do
So
videos on how they're different, and so to help
yeah,
people make better purchasing decisions. And so that's kind of what I see coming down the pike.
I have a 3D printer my wife bought me for Christmas. It broke. I don't know if she's still online, but it broke. But so I actually I found a thing where I can print out track. Because I love the plastic track, but the problem with it is you can't get every single curve that you want, or you can't get it to conform to how you want. So I would love a wood track, but at the same time, like I love the plastic, but I would prefer the wood track because the only thing with the wood track you can't move it. It is what it is when you're done. Um, so I would love a wood track where it's like I had the full design in my head of how I want it to be, so then I don't ever have to worry about changing it.
Right.
But then I have ADHD, I think, so I'm kind of retarded. I'm a mad scientist, literally. I be thinking about stuff that I have no reason thinking about. Um, so I will change it. I would want to change it often. So if it's like I can pull it apart as a plastic track, as you can a plastic track, and then put it back in another way, but it still conforms to what I wanted to do, I would do it 100%,
Yep.
100%. And I
Um,
think the wood just looks better.
yeah. Rusty Jackson
Yeah, I see.
says, "What's your website?" Rusty, if you go back through the chat, it's up there. It's been posted in the comments a couple times. All right, Shotgun just took care of you, and then he said that there is a track in Marietta, Georgia. So I
Yeah, I
don't know.
seen that. I don't never heard of Homers, but I did do some googling, and
Yep.
I seen one that was closed. They're not even open anymore.
Yeah.
Clearwater, you just go to if you go to t-shirts. He just sent me a message. If you go to t-shirts, you'll see your logo hair shirt. You can upload the. So I'm gonna tell this to everybody. Pretty much, if you want to order your own shirt, go to collection, then hit t-shirts. Look for the shirt that says your logo hair. Um, you select the color shirt that you want, and then there's a box that gives you the option to upload your logo, and it will upload your logo to my system, and then I will get your logo and be able to print it. You just got to tell me how many shirts you want, what size you want, and things like that. Thank you, George. Love you, man. But
uh, he says auto art makes a Chiron.
what's that?
Is that a
I don't
that's a
I don't even know what
Bugatti?
that is.
That's a
Oh, okay, okay.
it's a version of the Bugatti.
No, I want the new bot. I like the ones that Floyd Mayweather would post on his
Oh
channel.
yeah,
I love those. Yeah, those
yeah,
things are amazing.
yeah.
I love those. Yeah, or even like you know what car I would love though? A Range Rover or the old school S500s from back in the days in like the 80s, 90s. The big boxy one that looked like drug dealers would drive them. I wouldn't mind one of those.
Yeah, that's funny. Let's see. I am at the end. Well, it's 9:34. Wow,
Yeah,
Jamal,
wow.
this has been great, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. I
Thanks
definitely
for
appreciate you, Marty. Thank
yeah
you for the support. Because
yeah
listen, guys, Marty has been supporting since I met him. So thank you for the support, Marty. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me. Thank you for wearing the shirts and things like that.
yeah
And
man.
it's definitely been great.
Yeah, it's been fun, and we're not done yet, man. I need to send you a message. I want to order some logo shirts from you, so I'll get with you and get an order
I got your
placed.
logo
But
already, buddy.
I know you do. So so no, I appreciate it. But thanks for tuning in, Chris. Thanks for doing some driving in the background. So if people got tired of looking at Jamal and I, they could watch the track at the bottom of the screen. I have some other stuff to show off though. George sent me some pictures. And I don't know if I can bring them up. Let me see if I bring them up here. Preview. Does it change it here? Safari preview. There we go. So I'm gonna bring these up. Sorry, Chris. So here's a picture of what George and Dave and Harry have been working on, and that is a great looking Corvette.
That's a sweet looking car.
Yeah, man, that looks really good, and I know they've been working hard on this all this time, and so then there's the hardtop Corvette, and these are cars that are super popular still today. We know that MR Slot Car has got a C1 Corvette coming out, and there's been all kinds of delays, and hopefully they're getting that worked out, and we'll have that car soon. But this is cool that these guys are investing the time and the energy and the effort. And this is kind of a look at the chassis. So it's going to be a slim cam motor on a 3D printed chassis with a slot invasion guide that Oscar's providing them, which is really cool. And what else? Yeah. So
somebody said we need to race together.
Yeah.
You're on high. You're not that far. I can actually drive to you. I'm not going to do that. I will fly. But I'm not driving that. No, that's far. Yeah, I'm going to have to drive out there one day. Come hang out with you and Dusty.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. Dusty seemed like he's the type that might get me in trouble.
Definitely. You probably will probably get in some trouble anytime Dusty's around. But so here's the 3 cars that they've been working on. These are awesome. So I want to have, once these guys, George said that they've got a few little things before they can start testing them. Once they're testing, I'm gonna have those guys come back on and we'll talk. We'll do a whole episode talking about these cars again, because I just think that this is kind of the future for slot cars. I think from a production standpoint, we know that building molds and things like that for cars is super expensive, and 3D printing is getting better and better and better. And so I just think these cars are going to continue to improve. John says a void that needs to be filled since Ninko left the building with Elvis. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man,
I love
Jamal. Everybody's enjoyed
George's
the conversation. Everybody's enjoyed it.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, George, Dave, anytime, man. You know that. I love what you guys are doing. So, but we're going to go ahead and sign off. See, Dusty Ford is the troublemaker, brother. He's the middle child, man. It's his job.
Hey, watch that, Marty. I'm the middle child, too.
I know, Jamal. That's why I said it. So, but yeah, people are saying race together. I think it's great. Jamal, my favorite part of the night was your wife giving you a hard time in the chat. That was great.
Yes,
Natasha,
it was.
Well done. I really like you. So,
Marty, thanks for having me. It's been great. Thanks, guys, for being online. And thank you for the support, guys. It's definitely appreciated.
Yeah, man. So we'll see everybody soon, and we'll see you next Tuesday. So take care.
Marty, good night.
Yep, good night.
Time for me to go to bed.
Yep, go have fun racing, man. Yeah, get to bed.